At this moment, we would like to start the regular press conference with Foreign Minister IWAYA. Please, over to you. Thank you. Today marks the 14th anniversary of the Great East Japan earthquake that occurred on March 11th, 14 years ago. Once again, I would like to offer my prayers for the repose of the souls of the victims and their bereaved families. I also express my thanks to all the support and encouragement we have received from around the world. Eliminating reputational damage and lifting Japanese food import restrictions continue to be important issues for the Japanese government. In particular, for the 6 countries and regions where such restrictions still remain, we would like to seize various opportunities to tenaciously inform and urge them to lift their restrictions. Next, on the special frog case in the vicinity of the border between Thailand and Myanmar, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce to you the government-wide efforts we are making to prevent recurrence of such incidents. First, our ministry MOFA, at the end of February, broadly publicized about the consultation point of contacts for such cases available at our ministry as well as our diplomatic missions, embassies and consulates overseas. Also, in collaboration with the NPA, National Police Agency, we have also decided to distribute 3 types of PR leaflets about such incidents at passport offices around the country. Going forward, by utilizing these materials, we will strengthen our efforts to advise caution to minors and conduct public communication in airports in Japan. Our ministry takes this incident very seriously. We will continue to collaborate with relevant ministries and agencies closely to prevent Japanese nationals from unwittingly becoming either a perpetrator or a victim of such crimes. We will send out such messages.
Lastly, on the 30th and the 31st of March at the UN University, International Group of Eminent Persons for a World Without Nuclear Weapons, the final 6th meeting will be held. This meeting will be for the finalization of the compilement of the recommendations for the 2026 NPT Review Conference. I myself plan to attend the next meeting of IGEP. Now, the conference itself will be closed to the public. However, on the 1st of April, there is a plan to host a public event with external experts, and we look forward to the participation of many people. This concludes my remarks. We'd like to take questions. Please raise your hand if you have a question. And if you have a question, please come up to the microphone and state your name and affiliation.
Ayakawa-san, Kyoto Tsushin, please. Thank you. Ayukawa from Kyoto Tsushin. Minister IWAYA, I understand you will be visiting Canada starting tomorrow to attend G7 foreign ministerial meeting. I have a question regarding that Ukrainian situation and U.S. government's imposition of tariffs. Because of those issues, it's said that there are rifts among G7 countries. In the summit meeting the other day, joint statement was not issued. So under those circumstances, as you attend the meeting, in order to promote unity among the members, what do you think you should be doing, and what is the role expected of Japan? Among the G7 countries, we should not see rifts occurring. And that is why we're gathering this time and will be engaging in discussions. at the G7 foreign ministerial meeting. This time, the Ukrainian situation, the situation in the Middle East, inclusive of those issues, the international community is undergoing very rapid changes. Given those circumstances, we would like to solidly engage in discussions. And despite such circumstances, for the peace and stability of the international community and to realize international order that is free and open, for those common goals, G7 must be united with each other. G7 countries share the values and the principles, and because of that, we should unite, and with unity, we will be able to address these issues, and that is the message that I would like to communicate. Such concepts, of course, we will communicate to our counterparties, our partner countries, including the U.S., and Japan is the only Asian country participating in G7. So in this G7 discussion, bringing in the Indo-Pacific perspective is the role that is expected of our country, I believe. So based on such thinking, I look forward to engaging in candid exchange of views and unity and solidarity among the G7 members should be solidified.
Mainichi newspaper, please. I'm Kim from Mainichi. I'd like to ask about the Japan-China relationship. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi on the press conference on the 7th, commented on Japan-China relationship that there is a demonstration of momentum of improvement and growth. On the other hand, regarding the historical issues and the Taiwan cross-strait issues, there were comments to check the Japanese government. So I would like to ask the minister's take on this, as well as how you view the diplomatic relationship with China evolving going forward. Japan-China relationship, as was confirmed by the leaders summit, we have a strategic and reciprocal relationship that we would like to promote on a comprehensive manner while establishing constructive and stable relationship through the efforts of both nations. So in that sense, a momentum of improvement growth, as commented by Foreign Minister Wang Yi, is something that we need to continue to work on. Now, with regards to Japan's basic stance regarding Taiwan, remains unchanged from the 1972 Japan-China joint statement. There has not been any change in Japan's position. Also, the Ishiba cabinet succeeds the statements by the former prime ministers and the historical understanding of the former cabinets. Between Japan and China, there are many challenges as well as concerns, but there is also a vast amount of opportunities, and both countries bear a responsibility for the peace and prosperity of the region and international society. So where we can work together, we would like to do so that we can contribute to our region and the international society. Based on this overall direction, we would like to continue to communicate at diverse levels, including at the top level on diverse fields, so that we can reduce our challenges and concerns and increase collaboration and coordination. Next question, please.
Miyano-san, Chuguk Shimbun, go ahead. Miyano from Chuguk Shimbun newspaper, thank you. What you said at the outset, so IGEP for a world without nuclear weapons. This is the last meeting. What kind of expectations do you have for the discussions there? And what do you think will be the significance of a proposal that will be made? On the 1st of the month, I believe that there was a session regarding there's going to be a session for exchange of views. Will Hibakusha be involved? What kind of exchange of views? What kind of session will it be? So next year's MPT review meeting is going to be a very critical meeting. 2 times in the past, unfortunately, it was not able to generate results. So toward the next year's meeting, the proposal from IGP needs to be taken firmly so that we can prepare. So the proposal from IGP that will be put out, we are very much looking forward to receiving that. We would like to refer to it closely and reflect it in Japan's view and position. So as to the nature of the session that you mentioned, what participants will be taking part. I don't have a material at hand. I cannot explain at this moment. I hope that is understood. But I do hope that the session will be one that would encompass a broad range of participants.
Aoka-san of Kyoto, please. This is Aokawa. I would like to ask about your foreign meetings. So METI Minister Muto has traveled to the United States to persuade the Trump administration from excluding the tariffs on auto and steel on Japan. However, this was not the case. And Minister, you also spoke to Secretary Rubio in Munich to exclude Japan. However, this was not realized. I believe that in the G7 meeting, there will be some bilateral discussion with the foreign ministers of the U.S. And so how do you plan to communicate Japan's position in that occasion? And what kind of topics will be covered, including Japan-U.S. Security Treaty? Now, with regards to that question, in the Munich Security Conference, I myself spoke to Secretary Rubio of the United States, and we have communicated our position that Japan should not be imposed the additional tariffs. And Minister Muto of METI, he has traveled to the U.S. and had a meeting with his counterpart, and explained why Japan should be excluded from the additional tariffs. Unfortunately, at this time, we were not able to obtain the confirmation that Japan will be excluded from the tariffs, but that discussions will be continued. From Japan's perspective, we will continue to push for the exclusion of Japan from the tariffs, as well as conduct various countermeasures in a tenacious manner. So we would like to take the opportunity of the G7 Foreign Ministers Conference, and if possible, we would like to set up a bilateral Foreign Ministers Conference with the United States. And I would like to communicate Japan's message myself directly, if possible. In that event, of course, we will be speaking not just about the economy and tariffs, but also the future of Japan-U.S. Security Treaty and various international developments and challenges of the world, and what Japan and the United States will do to counteract such challenges.
Yonezu of NHK, go ahead. Yonezu of NHK, thank you. At the outset, you talked about the special fraud case and communication thereof. I have a question. So advising caution to minors, you're also going to increase communication in airports. how to send the message to minors. I think that's been difficult. Specifically, what do you have in mind? What is it that you're going to do? So schools where minors gather, are you going to target specific locations or facilities? Minors as well as those who are young in the 20s and 30s, they turn out to become perpetrators or victims. What is the sense of awareness or a problem that you have with respect to that? How would you like to deal with it? Well, I talked about MOFA's initiative and measures. That was what I reported on. But, of course, this is a government-wide effort. Relevant ministries and agencies will be taking measures against such cases. The NPA, the police, MEX, the Ministry of Education, they must be coming up with measures respectively. So with these combined, overall, I do hope that they will be effective. So minors and young people, they are becoming victims or perpetrators as a result of being sweet-talked into such crimes. So that does not happen, so that the number of such cases will decrease in number, more so than ever, MOFA will continue to provide advice of caution.
Miyano-san, please. This is Miyano of Chugoku newspaper. With regards to the TPNW meeting of the state parties that closed on the 7th, so Japan, in terms of the Germany, Norway, Belgium, as well as Japan, did not participate as observers. On the other hand, Australia did participate, even though it is under the U.S. Nuclear umbrella. So how do you view these results and the international developments? As you have commented in the meeting of the state parties of TPNW, in terms of the allies of the United States, it was only Australia that participated as observers, and none of the NATO members participated. And this is a decision made by each respective country and based on their security policy. Therefore, we are not in a position to comment on the responses by other nations. Unfortunately, the current international situation is very severe and very difficult. Therefore, Japan, in the midst of this environment, believes that the NPT regime, where countries with and without nuclear weapons participate, is the only universal framework, and therefore we would like to promote realistic and practical initiatives. Of course, the state parties and the observers of the TPNW share in the same vision of creating a world without nuclear weapons. And in that objective, we are aligned. However, in terms of Japan's realistic and practical initiatives, the 26th NPT review conference is what we would like to aim for in promoting nuclear non-proliferation and management to make this into a fruitful and successful review conference. This concludes the press conference. Thank you very much.